Rachel, it's 9:16. If you could have a second chance at something in your life, do it over, would you? Well, that's one of the questions asked in the new book, Twice, by the author who's over my shoulder, Mitch Albom. You know him because he spent a good amount of time at the top of the bestsellers list for One More Day, Tuesdays with Maury, and Five People You Meet in Heaven. We say good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Matt. How are you?
I'm fine, and I got to tell you, as I said during the commercial, I read this all weekend long and loved it. And part of the reason that I liked it was because it was relatable. And I've noticed that in your books, you've got these characters that are, I don't want to say flawed, but maybe a little off, and you kind of show them a couple of philosophical lessons. Is that a theme?
Absolutely. We're all a little bit flawed, as you say. And we all have wondered in our lives, what would I do if I could get it over again? And so I created a character whose name is Alfie, who has the magical ability he discovers as a child to do everything in his life twice. But he has to live with the consequences of the second try. He can't go back to the first one. And he goes through his life kind of fixing his mistakes and adolescent embarrassments. And then when he becomes a man, he finds there's one caveat to his power. It doesn't work with love. And if he breaks off with someone who loves him, then that person goes, tries to try somebody else. That person can never love him again. And he has to make a very fateful decision.
It's an interesting quandary. And as I mentioned, I think your characters are relatable. And I think I stand for the millions of people who have read all of your books. So I'll ask the question, what made you relatable to Alfie to create his character?
Well, I think as we get older, we spend more time regretting things. When we're younger and we want to change jobs, we change. We want to change countries or partners, we do it. But then you get older and you kind of get stuck and you go, well, I can't, it's too late. And I meet a lot of people who say, I wish I had married that one. I wish I had moved to that country. And the truth is, that would have brought its own set of problems, So I really wanted to examine if the grass is always greener, and that's what Twice is about.
I tell you, I'm a big proponent of the butterfly effect. And, when you wonder if you didn't go through those glass doors, how different would your life change if you took that job, if you went on a date with that person. When people come up to you and talk to you about Tuesdays with Maury, Five People that you meet in heaven, and they identify with these characters, what do they tell you?
Well, they share their grief. They share their sense of loss. They say, very humbly, they say that my books have helped change their lives in some ways. I don't know why anything I write would do that, but I hear that a lot. And it's really made me very sensitized, Matt, to what goes on inside people's hearts. You walk past people on the street all the time. They just look like strangers to you, and you don't know that one just lost their husband, or that one has a child who's sick, So I've learned to understand that there's a lot going on inside the human heart.
I think you are underselling your massive talent and effect on so many people. After all, it's only 42 million copies sold. Not bad for a guy who's in do I have this right, the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame for your work with the Detroit Free Press?
Yeah, my first life as a sports writer. So I'm kind of a walking example of Twice, because I had sort of an existence before Tuesdays with Maury and a post-existence afterwards, and they've been quite different. So I know how life can kind of turn.
There are a couple of us in this business, Mitch, who are having that thought right now. So the book is Twice. It is out today, and as I said, it's a fantastic read. Go get it, and be prepared to think for yourself of what would you do twice if you had that second chance. Mitch Albom, continued success.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mitch. All right, that's a lot of fun. I highly recommend this one. We have more coming up. First this.